Welcome back, Terminator Dark Fate. Very exciting. What was it about this script this time that made you guys want to sign on?
I was intrigued by the number of years that have passed and knew that I could fill those years up with a really amazing backstory. And you might not hear about it, but you will see it on screen. It's just, I was very curious. Who is Sarah Connor today?
Yeah, and the opening really shows a big shift from what we might have thought was her life trajectory.
Exactly.
Was that really surprising for you both to see that change?
Yes, for sure. And it will shock the audiences as well.
I think that to me it was the story was kind of like I got to do this movie, and when Jim Cameron told me the story, then bringing Linda back and having Jim Cameron back in the mix was another motivation. So, and then the great news was when I heard that Tim Miller is going to direct it, because I love Deadpool. I love this movie so much. And then I met with him afterwards, after he did that movie, and I said, we got to work together. And finally it happened, so it was really great.
Yeah. A lot of the script, I felt, had little nods to the original two films, which obviously are still so dear to so many people. Were those little nods things that you kind of wanted to see for your characters to acknowledge, or was that improvised, or was that just like it's in the script and that's just how we're going to do it?
Arnold did more improvising on this film than I did, probably, but and no, I didn't have much to do with the script at all. Some of them worried me, claiming his line and trying to make it my own. You don't want to do too much wink because I think that takes everybody out of the immediate story.
Right.
And I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it worked or not.
Okay. Well, I thought it worked, personally.
I think so too.
Okay, good.
It worked, yeah.
So obviously I feel like one of the things that the Terminator franchise has that a lot of other movies in that genre don't is it does rest heavily on like this a kind of strong female character, which I feel like is something everybody wants to talk about. But in terms of the work behind the screen, was it different for you to be working with a cast of other female actors as opposed to male actors, or was it just kind of this is work and this is how we get on?
Right, and I think more number two, because any of those characters could have been played by men as well. So, you just look at them all as characters. However, having those two strong actresses, ladies, at my side was an absolute miracle for me, because they are so perfect and strong, and they're my equals in every way, and I loved working with them.
I feel like you could really see that on screen too.
Good,
yeah,
because it was there, and to be able to forge that with actors or actresses is always like the greatest gift in the world, and we really did it.
And for you, was it different?
But I think that it's the brilliance of Jim Cameron, because he really created that character in 1984. And there was 1984, I cannot remember there was any female hero like that, or someone that is a badass that can kick ass like that. I mean, Linda was like this ordinary girl that then became the woman that crushes the Terminator. So that it took a lot of balls from, I think, from Jim Cameron's point of view to do that and to make it believable. And then she pulls it off to make it believable, because what makes it interesting is the way now there's women in Terminator 6 or Dark Fate, the way they play it is you don't feel, like Linda says, that it's just a woman, or that it's less. I mean, they are as bad kicking ass as anything else. And to me, that's what makes it work. And it's like watching the UFC fights today, right? We used to have women coming in to the UFC fights, and you said, oh, women, kind of like, that's like half of what the guys perform and stuff like that. But today, they are outperforming the guys.
Yeah.
So they have the main fight in the evening is sometimes a woman's fight, and it's guaranteed better than the guy's fight. So that is what is happening here, is that the women are better, and so that's what makes it so believable and why I think it's so attractive. But it's a whole new standard. That it's not like a Wonder Woman or Superwoman. That's that's a whole other thing because they have superpowers
Right.
because of the way the story is written with the comic books, but they don't have superpower. These women, they have to get into in fight because there's a machine that is chasing them, and so they have two choices: go and surrender and get killed, or fight it.
Yeah.
And they decided to go. We're gonna pick up arms and we're gonna fight it.
Yeah, and it was inspirational. I loved it. I
Good,
really did.
good,
So thank you
good.
so much.